Hey y'all, how you doing? I am going to share something today because I had trouble deciding what to buy. So I thought if I'm having trouble figuring it out, maybe some of y'all are too. What it is those Super Cube freezer trays, the silicone freezer molds. I had watched a video the other day of this young lady using them because it was just her and her husband, and she didn't want to do like the big freezer meal thing, but she wanted to have like ready to go meals in like individual portions for her and her husband. And I thought that would be so awesome for me and Greg because we just have a small freezer, but we always have leftovers, and inevitably I usually throw the leftovers away because we don't get to them or whatever, and I just don't like using those Ziploc bags. They just make the freezer a mess. So I just was throwing them away until I watched her video, and I'm like, that is such a good idea. I want to do that. So I went on Amazon to look to buy the silicone freezer molds, and she was using the Super Cube brand, and y'all, they were $39.99, like $40 plus tax for, you know, both sizes, the 2-cup size and the 1-cup size. And I'm like, that would be like $80 for 2 of the molds. Are there any cheaper alternatives? There was tons of cheaper alternatives, you all, with prices all over the place. However, I was like, how do I know what the quality is? You can go by the feedback on Amazon, but that really, you know, doesn't always tell you the full story because, you know, sometimes that feedback can be AI reviews and things like that. So I thought, if I'm having this trouble, somebody else might be, and I couldn't find any YouTube videos on it, so I'm making one. So I ended up buying 4 different brands of these silicone molds, y'all. I bought the Super Cube brand, and I bought 3 off brands on Amazon to try, but I only bought the 3 off brands that had the highest reviews. So I'm going to show you what they look like because I was shocked when I got them after buying the Super Cubes. So here we go. Here's the 2-cup Super Cube molds, and I'll go ahead and open them, and they're pretty good size. So here they are, what they look like. Go ahead and take them out of the package here. So they look like this, and they're pretty hefty, and the lid is really hard. I mean, it doesn't bend. So that here's the 2-cup one. Then I've got the 1-cup one right here, and they also have the name brand on the end, the Super Cube on the end. But they're really nice. They feel really nice. There's the 1-cup ones. Same thing with the lid. It's really durable. So we have those. Let me set that aside and keep these out. So then the first off brand I got, it was the XOMOO brand. And this is, I haven't even opened it yet, y'all. And I'm going to put it up on the screen here too so you can see what I paid for it. But this is the 1-cup, I'm sorry, this is a 2-cup of the XOMOO brand, and you can really tell a difference, y'all. This is the Super Cube one, and this is this one. I mean, they're like half the size with that, and with the XOMOO, look, here's the lids. I'm trying to get it off. The lid is, pull them apart, really, like, look at that. That's the lid. And here's the cubes, and they're kind of flimsy. Nothing like this lid. Hard, and the lid is, I mean, there's the size difference. Can you see that? They're a lot smaller, which the smallness doesn't necessarily matter because it would take less space in the freezer. It would just be the durability, because when you squeeze this has a little bit more rigidity, or it's more than this one. This one's, you know, kind of, I don't know, it's thinner, definitely thinner. So that's the 1-cup version compared to the Super Cube. And then here's the 2-cup, I'm sorry, that was a 2-cup one. So this is the 1-cup version of the OXMOO. has the same type of lid, and here's this compared to the Super Cube. You know, it's small, and it's really, really flimsy compared to the Super Cube. But I'm going to test them and see how they work. But that's those compared to the Super Cube. So this was the, like I said, the XOMOO ones. And then I ordered another one. This was called the, let's see, zip standing. So I ordered the 1 cup and the 2 cup of this. Let me go ahead and open those. Okay, so these are the zip sanding 1 cup, and they're kind of flimsy too, but they do have the metal ridge, and they come with the lid, but y'all, the lid is like that too. Same like scrunchiness. And then here's the 1 cup ones, and they're, you know, and they come in only the light blue, I believe, so is the lighter color, so I don't know how that will hold up to stains and stuff. But here they are compared to the Super Cube, the size difference. So there, if you can see that, that's the difference with the 1 cups. And this is the difference with the 2 cup. Right there, and they just fell. There's a difference with that. But the Super Cube though, you've got a really, this is all rigid all the way around. And with the zip standing, it's very little lip. And with the other brand too, it's the same as the zip standing. This is the XOMOO, the same. And honestly, here's the they are pretty much the same size, but I will say if I had to choose between the two, this XOXMOO is a little bit better than the zip standing. Honestly, it's a little bit more, you can't tell it, but the silicone's a little bit more thicker, and it's a little bit more ridger. And it is actually, if you put them together, it's just slightly bigger, the OXMO. So that's that one. And here, so here's the 4th one. And let me put it up here on the screen so you can see how much it is and the name of it. Okay, so these are the 4th ones, and I had to get them in 2 different colors because actually the pink one was cheaper in the 1 cup, so I got the cheapest one, but it's the same brand. It's GGOW, and they're actually pretty firm, but they're a lot smaller. Same little flimsy lid, but as compared to the first one I showed you, the XXMOO, I believe it was, or M00. Here's the size difference with that 2 cups together, and with the other one, here's the size difference. So these are really small. These are probably the smallest ones, and here it is with the compared to the Super Cube. Really, really small. But I mean, it still says it has the same, you know, 2 cups in it, but it's significantly smaller, and you don't get a handles on the side to hold it. There's nothing. It's just it's small. But I mean, it's rigid, but it just doesn't have anything that you can really hold on to when you're doing things with it. And it's the same thing with the 1 cup. There's really nothing to hold on to. And the 1 cup compared to the Super Cubes, here it is. That's about the size difference for that. So all in all, you know, the Super Cubes really are nice. I'm not gonna lie, the lids are nice. It'll be easy to stack them together. And the other ones, really, the knockoffs, there really isn't that much difference in them. I would say that the first set, the XOMOO, the red ones, would be better than the other ones. If I had to go ahead and get an off-brand, they seem like a little bit more sturdy and have the handles on the side, but still yet the silicone is really thin on those. All the silicone on the knockoff brands are really thin, honestly, and I don't know, you know, I don't know what that means for the longevity of them, but you know, we'll find out, because I've got them all, I'm going to use them. But if I could like do the investment, I would probably, you know, invest in the Super Cubes, y'all, because they are so much thicker. They really are. You can really feel the quality, you can see the quality. But I mean, if you're on a budget, the budget alternatives would be good, but I believe I would choose the first ones, the red ones, because they seem to be, you know, look at, see, it's already done. They seem to be a little bit better quality, but even though they're not taking their shape back. And you know, they're supposed to, all of these are supposed to be oven and dishwasher safe, but with just the thin silicone with these, I just don't know. I really don't know how long they'll last, especially if you put them in the oven and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put some things in them and freeze them and see how easy that they pop out. And see, you know, the staining, if they stain easily. I imagine that these light colors will, just because, you know, grease and stuff will get into it and they will stain. That's why I preferred the dark colors, and this brand actually, you know, and the Super Cubes have the darker colors. The other three, they didn't have them. The other two, I'm sorry, did not have the darker colors. But anyway, let's go ahead and make something and try them out. Okay, I got all this chili left, so we're going to put it in the Super Cubes and freeze it, or the generic Super Cubes. We're going to try them all. We're going to see which one works the best, or if they all work the same. So we're going to go ahead and put a little bit of it in each one of them. Show you. I mean, they're just, you just got to try to find, you got to find which lid goes to which one, and they really don't seal that great, honestly. They really don't. And here's, like the Super Cube lids, they really snap on. These ones really don't snap on, honest, they just don't. Let's see, I'll show you the difference here. Oh, sorry, don't want to make you dizzy. But watch this Super Cube lid. It just goes on, snaps, and it's on there. These, look, and I'm trying to get them on, but they go on, but then when you lift them up, they kind of want to come right back up. So that, I would say, that's a negative. This one, same thing. It doesn't even want to seal. This one, the same thing. It hardly wants to seal. When you move the tray just a little bit, the lids just flop off. So, as far as the lid thing, I don't, you know, they're not that great, honestly. The lid's just not that great. Well, at least they all fit in the freezer good. So there's all 4 of them in there, so that's a plus. Okay, so it's the next day, and I froze the chili that I made for dinner last night in each of the different Super Cubes, the dupes, the knockoffs, and the regular name brand Super Cubes. So we're going to go through and we're going to see how easy they come out. Okay, this is the first one. The lids, y'all, on these knockoffs, they really didn't even stay on. But let's see how easy. This one came right out. That was easy. Came right out. That was not a problem. Okay, here's the OXMMO one. Let's see how easy it comes out of this one. Let's see. No issues. But look at the difference between this cube and that cube. This cube seems a little bit bigger. I don't think that the pink ones, that one brand, I don't think that it is a full cup. But y'all, these came out super easy. Both of them came out easy. Here's the one, I can't think of the name of it, the zip stand. This is the zip stand. Came out easy too. No problem. No problem. And y'all, this one left a little bit of chili grease in there, but you know, the pink one, the one I thought was going to be really bad, really didn't. So we'll see how well they clean up. And then here's the super cube. Here it is. Oh, easy. Easy, easy. Easy. Oh, they all came out. They all came out just as easy. So I just finished washing them all, y'all, and this is the super cube. It didn't stain. I didn't think it would. This is the cheapest one here. This one, I'll put it up here on the screen. It did not stain, but the lid has a little tiny bit of discoloration. You can't really see it, but it does. And here is this one. And no discoloration with it either. A little bit on the lid. You're not going to be able to see it in the camera, but there is a little bit on the lids. These lids are just so on all of the ones except the super cubes are like that. And here's this one. And no discoloration on the inside. And believe it or not, this one's lid has a tiny bit of discoloration, but not a lot. And I'm just not fond of any of the knockoff lids, honestly. But out of all of them, maybe this one's lid's a little bit better. You can get it sealed down a little bit better. But all in all, if you don't have the money for the super cubes, these would work. The only thing I didn't test with them is baking with them. And it seems to me like the super cube would be better to bake in just because it's so much thicker. And to me, it just seems like if I'm going to do any baking, because you can bake and cook in them and then put them in the freezer. And if I would do any of those, it would these are going to be the only ones I bake in, just because of the durability. I just don't think any of the dupes look at them. I don't think they have the durability to bake in. But if you're solely just going to use them to freeze leftovers or put freezer meals together and put them in the freezer, I think the knockoffs will be fine. Just remember that this brand here is not a full, it isn't a full cup, and it's not a full two cup with the other one either. So that would just be, to know that. In fact, I'm probably going to use this one to put my half cup stuff in, like guacamole and little things like that, sides and condiments. I'll keep them and use it for that. But the other two, they are full 1 cups. And like I said, these two especially, these two brands, I mean, if you don't have the money to spend, they would work. They would work, but you just know, they're not the quality of the super cubes for baking and things like that. And I do know probably the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, these will probably be on sale if you can wait to get them. In fact, I might, even though I have all these, I might go ahead and get some more of the super cubes because they're nice and they stack really nice in the freezer with this hard lid, and they just are easier to handle. These ones, not so much. Definitely not this one because it doesn't have any handle on the side. But the other two brands, they have little handles on the side. So anyway, that's my review on them, and I hope it helps you. I mean, I had no idea the differences, in things. I might do a few more things like that because, I typically will buy the off-brands of things because it's cheaper. And when I don't have the regular one to compare it to, I really don't know. But now we know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.